Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
Hello?
Good morning. This is Judge Middleton calling. I'm calling for Robert Marker.
Yes, this is him.
All right, Mr. Marker, we don't really like to do this by telephone, but you called first thing this morning, said you weren't able to get here because of the weather and you can't do Zoom. So I agreed to call you by telephone. Your landlord is here in the courtroom with me, and the esteemed Mr. Timothy George is here also on behalf of the plaintiff. This is called Sunnyland Properties LLC versus Robert Marker. We had a hearing last week, January 12th, and we learned that you didn't have anywhere to go. Nonetheless, rent hasn't been paid in about 20.
I applied for assistance, but I haven't heard nothing back from them yet. I applied to a different, multiple places.
Tell me about that.
I applied over at DHS office. I applied a couple churches here in town and online and the Red Cross, and I haven't heard nothing back from them yet.
Well, the problem is then the rent going forward.
I said, I got a job now.
It doesn't really matter, Mr. Marker. This matter was filed as a termination of tenancy. He's not asking you to pay the rent. He's simply asking you to move.
Yeah,
So,
I don't have nowhere to go, me and my son.
I'd understand that, but that isn't a defense.
It's kind of hard in the middle of fucking winter.
Yes, sir. I'm being courteous to you to have you a phone call. Don't curse on the record here. I can't help it. You haven't paid rent in more than 20 weeks. Your landlord does not want to have you as a tenant anymore. Instead of trying to find another place.
I haven't paid rent. I haven't had a receipt since I moved in here.
Well, the evidence last time was you hadn't paid in 19 weeks and one more week has passed. This is a termination of tenancy. It's not a non-payment of rent. So if these agencies are going to help you, maybe they can help you find another place to live. But you have 10 days from today, January 29th.
How am I gonna move out in 10 days?
I don't know the answer to that.
I gotta have more than 10 days to move out.
Well, the sheriff can come move you out and put your stuff out in the street.
Nobody's touching my stuff.
Well, that's how an eviction works.
Well, they better have more than a buck sheriff. They better have an army because nobody touched my stuff.
Well, that's a more incentive for you to move it.
Well, I got 30 days to move out.
You have 10 days to move out by January 29th, or you're subject to being. I'm not sure where you found that, but the law says 10. You had a hearing on the 12th. I adjourned it for a week. You indicated you had nowhere to go. I said you should start looking for some. Well, I don't have an answer to that. This landlord, every week you're there, he's losing money, which he's never going to be able to recover. He has other people waiting to rent the property, and he doesn't have to keep you as a tenant if he doesn't wish to. That's what this process is about. And so I've just found that you have 10 days to vacate, and good luck, sir.
10 days.
All right, well, the sheriff can help you move. Good luck, sir.
Yep.
There's not much more to say about that. Mr. George, I've signed your judgment.
Thank you, Your Honor.
As the landlord, if he does get some emergency financial assistance and one of these agencies comes in and says, all right, we have $3,000 to pay his rent, you can accept it. That would obviate the need for a termination of tenancy. So maybe a choice of actually getting some money and keeping them, or just going through with the termination of tenancy. You don't have to evict him on the 10th day. You have 56 days from today to do it. But like the last tenant landlord, I'm sure you'd like to get your property back and get it back rented for money. Mr. George, you can take that out to the counter and use it to go.